I did, I took it into my hotels. I was like, I'm not leaving this anywhere.
It looks like a shark as well, like black and gnarly and sick. Alright, we're here at Lenzerheide. It's track walk day, sun is shining, so I'm happy to be here. This year we have some special new bike which I'm really excited for, so I think, yeah, I'm just really stoked and looking forward to having a good week here. Most of the track seems to be pretty similar to what I rode last, just by what looks off the chairlift. I haven't raced here for 4 years, so it's been a little while, but it's always a track that's been good to me and I've been confident riding, so yeah, I'm looking forward to getting down it, having a look and riding tomorrow. Gotta get the shot. It's pretty loose out the gate.
Like that bench got they put in to get high.
Yeah, it's like a vertical wall. Yeah, it looks sick. Looks like a gnarly Loma from here. The B practice is pretty much the course builders. They're gonna make these lines, get the inside scope as well. Well, I also find like, before I ride it, I find it really hard to pinpoint exactly, but I always walk it pretty much every day. It's pretty steep, hey, if there was a good rut there, the inside would be sick, but if people keep skidding out around that blue, then it's gonna fuck it up. I feel like the first couple runs down, it'll feel quite slow, and because there's no track at all there. Then after that really steep bit, halfway down, looks like you have to kind of bunny hop over that hole, but then you also got to stay high. There's a lump thing, so that looks like it'd be pretty tricky. Interesting to see what happens there.
New frame, new fork, new shock. I guess we can state the obvious. New everything.
Just kind of helping everywhere a bit. I'm just helping Maddie, putting some rotors on for finishing up the bike, and just done track walk with Connor and probably gonna go on track tomorrow, check some lines. Yeah, it's looking good. The top is all different from last time I was here. It's kind of slower and more natural, which could be good for racing, I think.
A new bike, which I've done 3.5 days of riding on. That felt awesome. We got the new boxer, so that's gonna be a change for tomorrow. Luckily, you can do a lot of runs here and it's not super tiring, so I'm happy to do more runs than normal and dial everything in. Go down, yeah, have a drink, that'll do time training, probably 1 or 2 runs.
But you lost a second to the step up on Lotus.
Yeah, but I reckon that's that flat, shitty bit is not good for me. This is really EWS vibes.
Then you lost a second from 1 to 2.
So I reckon I can easily not lose this. I feel good in those after the stump and stuff.
Just at the groceries, getting some food and snacks for the day.
Yeah, quality day, practice, go up, I'll do 2. It's usually my ritual, 2 runs and 3rd run's a charm, hopefully. So yeah, it's sun's out again, so hopefully it stays that way and we have a dry track, and yeah, I don't know. Looking forward to it.
Wreak havoc, beat beatless, mad traffic, sleek and lavish, people speak and leak it to the maverick. You see it as just another felony drug arrest. Any day could be the one he picked the wrong thug to test, slug through the vest. Shot in the street for pulling heat on a father who babies gotta eat. And when they get hungry, it ain't shit funny.
As the practice went on, it got better and better, so thinking another couple hours until qualifying will just get drier, so I reckon I can attack some of those wooded sections a bit harder.
Heads of Leviathan, my friend, I call them strangers.
We're just going up for qualifying. He's got the tunes in, what's the tune again? Can't hear us. It's good.
They pray 4 times a day, they pray 5. Who ways is strange when it's time to survive. Some will go of their own free will to die. Others take them with you when they blow sky high. What's the difference? All you get is lost children while the bosses sit up behind the desk. It costs billions to blast humans in half into calves and arms. Only one side is allowed to have bombs. It's like making a soldier drop.
Split from split 1 to 3, I reckon you top 10 probably.
Yeah.
Because they didn't lose any time and you're really good there. But your third split is 13, but that's because your first split was a bit bad. Then you lost at the bottom as well.
Qualifying is always hard because it's always in the back of the mind. If you
like just crash and you don't even get to race tomorrow. So I think that like really messes me and just want to. You can't just focus on shredding because you're always scared of that. Well, at least I am. But yeah, kind of messed up quite a few spots and not like making mistakes, just being offline and having to like try to correct it. But I'm pretty happy for where I'm sitting and like that sort of run. I know tomorrow when I'm just all I got to think about is like go fast. It's gonna come together well. So yeah, times is super close, but I think I can make up a lot of spots tomorrow.
So he just dropped in for his first practice run. I think he's feeling pretty good. Times are really tight, so I think. But I think the winning time in junior was like 2:50 something, which is like same as the winning qualifying time yesterday. I think it's like a lot faster than what he did yesterday, so I think the truck's running faster today.
The week's been really good. Been a lot of work. Been somewhat stressful, sort of internalized stress, I suppose, just having a new platform out there that has been a bit of a rush to sort of get it here, just with the way of the world these days. So it's a little nerve-wracking just to have it here, and having Connor only had a little bit of time on it before the race. So yeah, that was something that I was worried about, but it's all gone really well. Connor seems to be really like getting on with the bike well. Yeah, we've worked through a few little things with it and just sort of made some incremental gains, and I think there's a lot more to get out of the bike. I think Connor feels the same, but it's like just with this race coming up, we've just it's like taking your time and only doing little adjustments just to make sure that he's in a comfortable position for the race. So I think we're in a really good spot. But I've been really impressed with just how open Connor has been to listening to the sort of feedback and or him giving the feedback and him listening to then my feedback to him of what we could do on the bike, and then him being open to making little tweaks and changes and just seeing how it works on track. That's gone really well. And I think it's a new thing for him, and it's a new relationship for us. Like me and Connor have never been in the same room together up until now. We'd only ever spoken via a computer or a phone. So it's been really good. So it's like I say, it's just baby steps at first, but yeah, I think he's, like we saw with his qualifying yesterday, he's feeling pretty good on it.
I used to get really, really nervous, but now I just understand that you can only do your best, and I just kind of feel the nerves come on like an hour before the race run, and like the nerves are good. It makes you, I think it like brings on a bit of adrenaline and makes you push harder. But yeah, like a bit less stress during the whole weekend, just doing my thing and knowing that like it's either going to work out or not, and like no matter how much you stress about it, it's not going to change. But definitely like enjoy the racing more now. Like now that I got like the stress all under control, and just like focus on having a good time and riding my bike.
Der Weltmeister, der gestern gepackt hat, ihre Qualifikation, der kommt schon in den nächsten paar Minuten. Meine Startzeit 14:18 Uhr. Hier liegt dabei bei Connor Fearon, der hier einen leichten Rückstand hat, aber nicht viel. Connor Fearon setzt eine neue Bestzeit, oder schafft er es nicht ganz vorne reinzufahren. Connor Fearon im Ziel, 2:52,55. Verliert der bekannte und bekannter Antoine.
So yeah, like had a good race. Like considering that we had a brand new bike that hadn't really ridden more than 2 days before the race. Top 20 anyway. Like that was a good thing to tick off just with a brand new bike. Like without much time, I was really stoked with that, and I don't think I could have really asked for much more than that. I think for the last few years I've been riding bikes that I've really been pushing the limits, like racing the World Cup on. And the Dreadnought for the start of this year is an awesome bike, but it's an enduro bike, so racing the World Cups was a big ask. So getting the downhill bike, it just feels awesome, and I think the sky's the limit with this thing, and yeah, like onwards and upwards.
What are we going for, Terry?
I don't know, maybe a raw burger or American hot dog looks kind of good.
Like stop in Barcelona to pick a rental van and hit the beach.
Four other whiny people on the road, and I'm pretty sure when Ant-Man drove for 2 hours, he drove in the wrong direction. And then we got a rental car in Barcelona. Me and Connor went to Andorra, and Ant-Man drove right past Andorra and kept driving without any worry whatsoever. So he got there 2 hours later again.
Just washing the van. She had a couple big day at work. Now she's getting parked at the top, so gotta make her look clean.
And you overshoot it as well.
Who knows?
Arrived in Andorra last night. It's looking sunny and hot all week, so pretty stoked on that. Today we're just going to set up the pits and I'll do a bit of a spin on the trail bike, get some exercise in, but yeah. Should see a bit of the track today, but track walk is tomorrow. It's a brand new track this year. So yeah, that's exciting, and I'm looking forward to sussing it all out.
Here in Andorra, the first time I came here was with Steve Smith in 2008. Really glad to be here back in 2022, although it's grown a bit and we've got a bit pushed out to the pits. We're far down the road next to the highway almost. Yeah, but I'm not worried about it. It's not the size of your pits, it's what you do with it. And yeah, I'm confident that we'll have a great weekend still.
I like when the start is kind of chill, you get into it, instead of like leergang, like 2 seconds you're trying to hit this.
Yeah, leergang is hard.
Hard to breathe. Friggin' Loma. It does look sick to ride.
Yeah.
I like that bit as well. That's kind of like Australian. They like love calling people out.
Yeah,
Squid. Yeah, honk it every time someone takes a beat. Brand new whole track, like, and the top section looks like it's kind of brand new as well. Fast like bike park, jumps and turns at the top, then it goes into like a bit more like twisty, kind of like, I don't know. It's like not really technical, it's just like going to be tight. Everything looks pretty dry and slippery, so I'll be well used to that living in Australia. Whoa, fuck, that is gnarly. I like this kind of vibe, like shredding corners with ruts and loom. Okay, I like this. It's what all tracks should be like instead of Fort William Highway, you know? I feel like this is what it was when I watched like Earth and stuff, like way back. It's like not that hard to build, like just cut down the trees and bunt it. Don isn't a caged animal. You can't stop a shark because it will die. That's a fact. So if you're getting attacked by a shark, just hold it still. Yeah. Easy. Can't believe people ever die of shark attacks and with that one secret glitch.
It's super dry and getting really blown out. It's fast. I think it's like a proper World Cup track, and it's good that not many people have ridden it, so like it's new to a lot of people.
Hold a cold one like he hold an old gun, like he hold a microphone and stole the show for fun, or a foe for ransom. Flows is handsome, holes in tandem, anthem, random, tantrum, phantom of the grand old opry, ask the dumb hottie, mask, pump shotty, somebody stop me, hardly come sloppy on a retarded hard copy, after rockin' parties he departed in a jalopy. Watch the drop top poppy, known as the grimy, limey, slimy, try me, blind me.
Yeah, feeling good. Track is changing every run, so keeps you on your toes, but it's good. Okay, go home, go back to the bottom, get a drink, and then do one time training. And
soul in a sock with a hole. Set the stage with a goal to have the game locked in a cage.
Happy with my time training. I think for me, like a lot of the time at brand new track, it's a bit of a slow burn, like coming up to speed and like building confidence slowly instead of just making like big jumps. So yeah, I'm happy where I'm at, and I know like tomorrow I'll be pushed a bit harder, and I think my time will be even better. So yeah, so far so good. Bike was awesome. This track is like super rough, so much rougher than Lenzerheide. We were riding the bike last week, and just like pushing harder. It doesn't seem to get gnarly on the bike, so that's a pretty good feeling to have.
Heading up for qualies. Bit nervous, which is good, but yeah, like track is so dry and rough, but I don't know, I'm feeling confident. So, I think this is like the hottest time of the day. 1:30. Not one single cloud. Just the sun's right on top of us.
I think it's pretty hot, so he's trying to hide in the shade. There's not much shade up there. all the tents are pretty packed. Nothing inside left.
I'm fine.
Times and like I was happy with my run, just push hard enough to try and squeeze into the points, but also making sure I'm going to go down safely and into the race. Do a good track walk after qualifying and scoped out some spots where I can gain some time.
It's Saturday, race day.
Downhill race day, that is. The course has turned into brown powder. Super dusty, hard to breathe, but it's good. It hasn't rained, which is rare for World Cups this year. And it's bloody hot. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a scorcher.
So my run started out really good, like the first split, which is only 30 seconds, like I nailed that, and then pretty soon after the first split, I like just went offline and ended up being in like a sand pit pretty much, and just pedaled out of it. And it was probably like a costly mistake on a track where times are so close. So it wasn't a good start from the get-go, I guess. But the rest of the track, I thought I rode pretty good, and overall I was actually pretty happy with my run, but just came through the finish line and it was just really far back. And it was actually pretty shocking when I turned around and saw my result on the board, but yeah, I don't know what you can do. I did try my hardest and everything felt like it was in place to be a good run, but just didn't happen. So yeah, just try to get over it quickly, move on and on to the next one. I think downhill has just gotten so gnarly now. The top 60 in qualifying, if everyone puts down a good run, and you make a couple of mistakes like me and just miss the pace, and you're literally in the 50s. And I think there was today especially, I don't think I've been to a race where there were so many people coming down with maybe they didn't have their best run, but they were just confused with their time, throwing hands up and going, yeah, I can't believe that happened. And yeah, I was one of those guys. So yeah, there's no room for mistakes, and there's also no room to take it easy. So it's getting gnarly now, and I'm just looking forward to redeeming myself at the moment.